Marissa, when we covered the GTR last time, you said the Fairlady Z was involved in the 280 HP regulation, right?
Yes, I did, Raimu. The Fairlady Z, Z32, was actually the first model from a Japanese automaker to reach 300 horsepower. But due to administrative guidance from the former Ministry of Transport, it was forced down to 280 horsepower.
Wow, that's surprising. But why did it have to be limited to 280 HP?
The regulation was set up against a social backdrop and out of safety concerns.
Why?
In the late 1980s, traffic fatalities surged dramatically, becoming a social issue called the Second Traffic War. The Ministry of Transport, now MLIT, asked the Japan Automobile Manufacturers Association to hold back the high-power race. And as a result, domestic cars were capped at 280 HP maximum output. However, the export spec Fairlady Z stayed at 300 HP. This voluntary cap applied only to domestic market Japanese models. Meanwhile, imports exceeding 280 HP kept coming into Japan freely.
As a Fairlady Z fan, that doesn't sit right.
Later, in 2004, the voluntary cap was lifted, and the Nissan Fairlady Z was sold domestically at the full 300 HP export spec. The cap was lifted because the domestic market had moved past the era of competing on maximum output.
I see, so the Fairlady Z is one of those underdog heroes, a legendary car praised for both its performance and design.
That's right, Raimu. So today, we'll focus on the S30/S130, the original ancestors of the Fairlady Z, Z32, and explain why the car is called Fairlady Z and the reasons for its popularity.
Wow, I can't wait. Then let's get started right away.
Of course, Raimu. Now let me explain the Fairlady Z in detail. So sit back, relax, and take it easy.
So sit back, relax, and take it easy.
Raimu, do you know where the Fairlady Z name comes from?
Huh? The origin of the Fairlady Z name? No, I don't. Are you going to tell me?
The Fairlady Z name comes from Katsuji Kawamata, who was president of Nissan Motor at the time. Being deeply moved by the Broadway musical My Fair Lady.
Wait, seriously? The name came from a musical?
Yes, that's right. Fair Lady means a noble woman, a beautiful young lady. And Z, being the last letter of the alphabet, signifies the ultimate unknown possibilities and dreams.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's why it's called Fairlady Z.
Yes, the car was named to reflect a refined beauty that keeps evolving. This name carries on the Fairlady beautiful young lady inherited from the previous open-top model. Combined with Z, the last letter of the alphabet representing unknown possibilities and dreams, a coin name. You could say it's a forward-looking name that hints at the Fairlady's future.
Wow, that's amazing. The Fairlady Z name has such deep meaning. I'll look at it differently from now on.
Raimu, did you know there was a car called just Fairlady?
Huh? Really? There's another car named Fairlady?
Yes. Before the Fairlady Z, there was a car simply named Fairlady. That would be Nissan Sportscar, the Datsun Fairlady.
Oh, that's the first I've heard of it.
The Datsun Fairlady was a two-seat open-top car produced from the 1960s into the 1970s. And was praised for its beautiful design and sporty driving.
That's fascinating. There was a car called Fairlady even before the Fairlady Z.
Right. The Fairlady Z came out as the successor model to the Datsun Fairlady. That's how the Fairlady name was passed down.
Wow, that's amazing. The Fairlady name has such a deep history.
Raimu, since we're here, want me to explain the Datsun Fairlady?
Yeah, that sounds fun. What kind of car was the Datsun Fairlady?
First, the original Datsun Fairlady was produced from 1959 to 1962. The engine was an inline-4, available in 1.0L and 1.2L versions. Overall length was about 4 meters, width about 1.5 meters, and height about 1.4 meters. Vehicle weight ranged from 765 kilograms to 890 kilograms depending on the model.
Wow, that's light.
Yes, and several more models followed. For example, the Datsun Sports 1000 was fitted with the OHV 988 cubic centimeters C-type engine and had a top speed of 115 kilometers per hour. And the Datsun Fairlady 1200 carried the OHV 1189 cubic centimeters E-type engine with a top speed of 132 kilometers per hour.
I see.
Then the second generation Fairlady was produced from 1962 to 1970. The engine was an inline-4, available in 2.0L, 1.6L, and 1.5L versions. Length was about 3.9 meters, width about 1.5 meters, and height about 1.3 meters. Vehicle weight was 910 kilograms.
Wow, 3 different versions, that's impressive.
Yes. And the Fairlady 2000 was fitted with the inline-4 SOHC 1982 cubic centimeters U20 engine, reaching a top speed of 205 kilometers per hour. It became the first Japanese car to exceed 200 kilometers per hour and drew attention as a high-performance car.
I see, that's fascinating. The Datsun Fairlady history has so much depth. Marissa, what is Datsun anyway?
The Datsun name traces back to Kaishinsha, the origin of Nissan motor. A passenger car completed in 1914 took its name from the initials of its backers, D for Denkenjiro, A for Aoyama Rokuro, T for Takeuchi Meitaro. Combined with the Japanese phrase Dato no Gotoku, like a fleeing rabbit, meaning blazingly fast, and was named Datsuar, Datogo.
Initial D? I think I've heard that somewhere.
While manufacturing military-protected vehicles, around 1929, Showa 4, they began prototyping small passenger cars. In 1930, Showa 5, the prototype was completed and named Datsun, meaning son of DAT. Later, DAT was redefined to stand for durable, attractive, and trustworthy.
I see, so the meaning was tacked on afterward.
Then in 1932, because son in Datsun sounded like the Japanese word son, loss, and was considered unlucky, they switched to the English homophone son and renamed it Datsun.
Wow, that's interesting.
Raimu, the Fairlady Z's American name was also Datsun at first.
Huh? The Fairlady Z was called Datsun in America?
Yes. The first generation Fairlady Z, S30, and the second generation Fairlady Z, S130, were sold in America as the Datsun 240Z and Datsun 280ZX.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Right. From the third generation Fairlady Z, Z31, it was sold in America as the Nissan 300ZX. The fourth generation Fairlady Z, Z32, was likewise sold as the Nissan 300ZX.
I see, so this is when the Fairlady Z's American name changed from Datsun to Nissan.
That's right. The fifth generation Fairlady Z, Z33, was sold in America as the Nissan 350Z, and the sixth generation Fairlady Z, Z34, as the Nissan 370Z.
Oh wow.
The Fairlady Z is one of the few cars, alongside the Porsche 911, to have been continuously produced under a single name for over half a century. In Japan it's nicknamed Z, Zeto. But overseas, especially in North America, it's called Zcar.
I see, but Z, Zeto, sounds cooler though.
Ha! The original Fairlady Z, S30, was planned in 1969, specifically aimed at the North American market. Young people back then dreamed of sportscars, but expensive European models were out of reach. So with the ambition of building a sports car anyone could buy for under $3,000, the first generation Fairlady Z was born. Its price and performance made it a huge hit, and it became Nissan's signature sports car.
Wow, that's amazing.
The original Z had a stylish long nose, short deck body, and inline-6 engine, and a front midship layout. The steering was heavy and tricky to handle, but that distinctive, taut atmosphere can still be felt in the lineage today.
Marissa, what's the difference in concept between Skyline and Fairlady Z?
Great question, Raimu. Nissan's Skyline and Fairlady Z are actually designed with different concepts.
Oh? What concepts do they each have?
To put it simply, the Skyline is typically offered as a two-door four-seat coupe designed for two in front and two in back. Some Skyline models are also offered as sedans or wagons, which have 4 doors and seat more passengers. The Fairlady Z, by tradition, is known as a 3-door 2-seat sports car, designed to carry just the driver and 1 passenger. The Fairlady Z offers proportions and performance that appeal to sports car enthusiasts.
So the Skyline is fundamentally a 4-seater and the Fairlady Z is fundamentally a 2-seater.
Exactly. The Skyline covers everything from daily city driving to longer trips, a so-called GT car. With a luxurious interior, spacious cabin, and good rear seat livability, it delivers comfortable cruising. It's stable on highways and long trips, making it suitable for travel with family or friends.
So the Skyline suits people who want to enjoy a balance of comfort and driving performance.
Right. Meanwhile, the Fairlady Z was born from the original concept that caught on in the US, wanting young people to enjoy driving it widely. So it features a stylish body design and a solid ride, recommended for those who want sports car-like driving. Its coupe body and powerful engine deliver a thrilling driving experience.
Wow, that's amazing. So the Fairlady Z is for people who want to enjoy that sports car-like driving.
Yes. These cars target different audiences and have different characters, so you can choose based on taste and use. The Skyline is for those who want a balance of comfort and performance. And the Fairlady Z is for those who want sports car-like driving.
I see, that's fascinating. Skyline and Fairlady Z each have their own character. And you can choose based on your taste and use case.
Raimu, it's time to explain the Fairlady Z specs. Ready?
Yes, go ahead. I'm looking forward to it.
The Fairlady Z was unveiled on October 18, 1969, Showa 44. It was announced this day, ahead of the 16th Tokyo Motor Show, October 24, and sales started in November the same year.
Gulp.
3 grades were offered domestically, Z, ZL, and Z432. The Z and ZL used the SOC L20 engine fitted with SU twin carburetors. The Z was the base model with a 4-speed manual. The ZL had a 5-speed manual, plus an AM radio cassette, a passenger footrest, reclining seats, and other upgraded features.
And what's this Z432?
The Z432 was a high-performance version powered by the S20 engine developed at the former Prince and used in the Skyline 2000 GTR. A 4-valve DOHC unit equipped with 3 Solex twin-choke carburetors.
Whoa. The same DOHC S20 as the Skyline 2000 GTR, just hearing that sounds incredible.
The name 432 comes from 4 valves, 3 carburetors, 2 camshafts, derived from the construction of the S20 engine. There was also a Z432R with a lightened body and stripped-down equipment intended for racing. It was listed in the catalog, but as a race-only car not allowed on public roads, only about 10 were built.
Selling a car you can't drive on public roads, that's wild. Why couldn't the Z432R be driven on public roads?
For starters, it didn't meet vehicle inspection specs. It was built with race modifications in mind.
Like what, for example?
Weight reduction, the Z432R was about 100 kilograms lighter than its base, the Z432. Specifically, the hood was FRP, the body panels used steel 0.2 mm thinner than standard. And the side and rear windows used lightweight acrylic.
Cutting about 100 kilograms is huge.
The engine was the same S20 as the Z432, but since it was intended to be tuned for racing, the air cleaner was removed and the carburetor velocity stacks were exposed. The output itself stated 160 horsepower/18.0 kgm, same as the Z432. For endurance racing, the fuel tank was a dedicated 100-liter unit, 40 liters larger than stock. The interior was simplified for race spec. The seats were swapped for FRP shells with fabric facing. And the heater, ventilation, glove box, ashtray, and other equipment were removed.
This kind of simplification matters a lot for weight reduction.
To optimize for racing, an FRP undercover and rear spoiler were fitted to improve aerodynamics. These features let the Z432R deliver high performance in races. But the same features also made driving it on public roads difficult.
No heater, that's not practical.
Oops, let me get back on topic.
Sure thing.
Let's start with the original S30 series Fairlady Z, produced from 1969 to 1978. The engine lineup started with the L20, then progressed through L20E, S20, L24, L26, and finally L28. Displacements were 1998 cubic centimeters, 1989 cubic centimeters, 2393 cubic centimeters, 2565 cubic centimeters, and 2753 cubic centimeters respectively.
Wow, so many different displacements.
Different displacements mean different engine sizes and power outputs. Bigger engines can burn more air and fuel, which lets them produce more power.
So engine size directly affects the car speed.
Exactly. Wheelbase ranged from 2,305mm to 2,605mm, length from 4,115mm to 4,425mm, width from 1,630mm to 1,695mm, and height from 1,280mm to 1,290mm. The vehicle weight ranged from 975 kg to 1,145 kg. Top speed was 180 km per hour to 210 km per hour.
Amazing, to go that fast.
Right. Next, let's talk about the second generation S130 series, produced from 1978 to 1983. The engines were the L20E, L20ET, and L28, with displacements of 1998 cubic centimeters and 2,753 cubic centimeters. Maximum output ranged from 130 to 155 horsepower. Wheelbase was 2,320mm, length 4,420mm, width 1,690mm, height 1,295mm. Vehicle weight was 1,225 kilograms.
The second gen is impressive too. How does it differ from the first?
The second gen inherited the character of the S30 series while complying with the 1978 emissions regulations, and pursued aerodynamics for a sharper style, secured comfortable cabin space, and improved serviceability. A more user-friendly, distinctive sports car.
I see, so the second gen is an evolved version of the first.
Also, in October 1982, the Fairlady Z Turbo was added, the first Fairlady Z ever with the L20 2-liter turbo engine. It was the first Japanese car to wear 60% aspect ratio tires, the 60 series tires at 215/60 or 15. At the time, these were called super wide tires.
Wow, the super wide tire era starting here is super appealing.
That's why the Fairlady Z combines specs and style rivaling European luxury GTs. At an affordable price, becoming a huge hit centered on the North American market. As Nissan's image leader, it was produced for nearly a decade, with worldwide sales totaling about 550,000 units, 80,000 of which in Japan, an unprecedented record for a sports car at the time.
That's truly amazing. Selling that many cars, I'm astonished.
Raimu, one of the appeals of the Fairlady Z, S30, S130, is tuning. Did you know that?
Well, I know the Fairlady Z, but what's tuning?
Tuning means modifying a production car to improve its performance, boosting engine power, reinforcing the body, and so on to raise driving performance.
Oh, and how do you do that?
There are many ways: modifying the engine, fitting aero parts to reduce drag, adjusting the suspension, and so on. With the Fairlady Z especially, it carries the L-Series engine, which is easy to modify.
What's an L-Series engine? Why is it easy to modify?
The L-Series is the umbrella name for Nissan's inline-6 and inline-4 gasoline engines. These engines are SOHC, single overhead cam, with a two-valve construction, and use a turnflow layout where intake and exhaust go in and out from the same side.
And what does that mean?
The L-Series was used in many models besides the Fairlady Z, with a wide displacement lineup and many shared parts, very convenient for production and maintenance. Its rugged design and scalability allow for displacement increases and higher output. So it's an attractive engine for tuning enthusiasts.
I see, that's why it's easy to tune. But how exactly do you modify it?
Specifically, port work, head work, exhaust system upgrades, engine management optimization, bore up, adding forced induction, and so on.
What does each of those mean?
I was going to explain each one, but it'd probably be too tough for Raimu to follow, so let's skip it this time.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Don't mess with me.
Now. We have to stop here, and I haven't even covered half the Fairlady Z's appeal.
No, this was more than enough. I get the Fairlady Z's appeal.
Next time I'll cover the Z31 and beyond. Stay tuned.
Thanks for the explanation, Marissa.
Thank you for watching this far. We'll keep introducing nostalgic classic cars from Japan. If you'd like to see more, please leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe to the channel.
Look forward to the next episode.
See you next time. Thanks for sticking with us. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.